Thank you, Madam Chair. Chairman Powell and Secretary Mnuchin, thank you for attending this hearing today. And I want to begin by commending Chairman Powell on finalizing the inter-affiliate margin rule. This may be the last time we discuss this, sir. While these rules may seem abstract and difficult to understand, they have a real impact on agriculture and oil and gas producers back home that use financial derivatives to manage risk and plan for the future, which, as we've seen in past months, can be, to put it mildly, unpredictable. That said, as both of you know, commercial paper finances a wide array of economic activity and provides liquidity for companies to meet their operational needs. With the commercial paper market under significant strain due to COVID-19, in mid-March, the Federal Reserve established the Commercial Paper Funding Facility to encourage investors to lend in the commercial paper market, which ultimately supports businesses and jobs across the country. Chairman Powell, could you describe the current indicators of how the commercial paper market responded to the creation of the facility? And has there been a discussion, to expand the facility to address liquidity issues faced by Tier 2 issuers?
So the commercial paper facility has substantially healed. As you point out, it really closed there in the beginning part of March, as so many markets did. And when we announced the facility, the highest graded borrowers were able to start borrowing, and so largely, but not completely, that market has returned to fairly normal function, and we're watching it carefully. I would say we're not currently assessing whether to broaden that facility, but should the situation deteriorate, we would have that as an option.
Thank you. Secretary Mnuchin, there have been reports that China is restricting global agricultural imports due to COVID-19. How are we working to resolve this with China, and do you anticipate this impacting the terms of the Phase 1 trade agreement to purchase $200 billion in U.S. goods and services, particularly the commitment to purchase $40 billion in U.S. farm products?
Well, let me just first emphasize we have various serious concerns about the lack of transparency from China as it relates to COVID. Having said that, we have every expectation that they will support and live up to the Phase 1 agreement, and they are well on their way for those commitments.
One last question. Native American tribes have been hit particularly hard by COVID-19. Tribal employment is often concentrated in arts, recreation, and accommodation industries. How has the Federal Reserve and Treasury been looking specifically at the economic challenges faced by tribes?
I can answer as to Main Street. Of course, the tribal businesses are eligible for participating in Main Street, and that's where a lot of the economic activity is there. The tribes themselves are not really general obligation issuers, so they're not particular candidates for the municipal facility.
Thank you. And with that, Madam Chair, I yield back the balance of my time.